No se me desespere, quede tranquilito.
Well, when he stepped up in his first performance following the McKinney fight, a lot of people were watching closely to see what damage may have been done. It was exactly 3 months and 1 day later, and he was sensational in knocking out Jesse Benavidez, quality southpaw veteran, in the 3rd round in Anaheim. They touch gloves at the center of the ring. The nickname for Jesse Magaña on his trunks is Cuervo, not the tequila, the bird. It means crow in Spanish. And he says his friends call him the Crow because his legs are so skinny. Hard to tell because of the length and the generosity of those black sequin trunks.
I hope he doesn't trip over them in this fight.
Hard right hand inside by Barrera, and at the opening outset, he stuns Magaña.
Magaña is sort of straight up. He's backing straight back almost. And he's going to run into a lot of Barrera's overhand rights tonight. Just like that.
He thinks Barrera has trouble with southpaws. There is no empirical evidence on the record to support that. One of the first things you notice about Roy is how relaxed he is in the ring.
Yeah, Barrera always is so relaxed. He shows no facial expressions.
His body's always loose. His reflexes are sharp. When an opening is there, he releases punches. We've seen him land 2 hard right crosses already in the first minute of the first round.
Oh, that was a good left hand by Magaña.
Yeah, straight left hand by Jesse Magaña, who led with it rather than trying to set it up with the jab. Well, they always say fire your right hand lead against a southpaw. The opposite side of that coin is the southpaw coming with his left hand lead. Barrera gets the better of the toe-to-toe exchange. Crowd rises. Magaña backs up. A minute to go in round 1. Marco Antonio stalking a knockout.
A lot of this is happening because Magaña's head is straight up.
Just not enough head movement against an accurate puncher like Barrera.
That's right. It's much easier to hit a steel target.
He ducked under those last 2 right hands. Let's see if he's gone to school and learned something that he can use in this fight.
Magaña much steadier in the last 45 seconds of the round after he ate a lot of leather from Marco Antonio Barrera.
And he shows no fear.
Barrera nods to his young opponent as if to say, good work, kid.
And our interpreter in both corners is Ray Torres.
All right, very intelligent. You're an intelligent man. You didn't get cut. Everything's okay. You need to box with intelligence. Make him miss and then counter. You need, Jesse, you need to counter him. You need to go inside and counter him. Don't throw the uppercut.
Here they go at it at the end of the round as Magaña makes his statement that he's going to stay a while.
Well, it was very close to being mañana for Magaña. But he lives to fight another round. Marco Antonio Barrera in round 1 punched at numbers 72 attempted, 40 landed.
The one thing I like about Barrera so much is that he's so economical. That was a good left hand by Magaña.
You have to land a lot of punches to get to Barrera. One thing he showed against McKinney is he's got a pretty good chin, although he was down in the bout. Barrera working to the body now here early in the second round after doing most of the damage upstairs in round one.
This is to get Magaña to drop his hands some so that Barrera can start to land the overhand right.
McKinney, after 12 rounds, quite an authority on Marco Antonio Barrera's punching power, said he doesn't have that kind of lights-out, explosive one-punch punching power that you see in some dangerous fighters, but he hurts you because he commits to every punch. The net effect is heavy hands.
That's right. All his punches have about the same power on them.
Magaña in trouble and comes back off the ropes. Magaña nodding at Barrera as if to say, yeah, you've got stuff, but I can take it.
You know, you mentioned the word commitment. That's what makes great fighters, because you can't drive a car from the back seat. You got to be right up there with your foot on the pedal.
Yeah, and Barrera's as willing as they come. He's such a quiet kid, Barrera. And when you talk to him outside the ring, it's hard to gauge his arrogance, but you see it when he fights.
Very much so. Superb defense by Barrera.
All right, Jesse, you got to breathe deeply. Don't stand still. That's why he's hitting you down there. You need to move around. You got to listen to me, Jesse. You have to move. Don't stay on the ropes. You need to move around. You can't. Another thing. You got to feint him. When you make him miss, then you get...
Good right hand underneath, as you saw by Barrera, followed by a good left underneath. He'll take what you give him, and he'll take what you don't want to give him.
At the end of round two, you talk to us about Barrera's defense, Roy. Set it up again.
His defense is so well illustrated here that he stands right in front of this guy, blocks everything the guy throws at him for about at least a 30-second period of time right there. That is very, very, very confident taking from another guy. Magaña now realizes why Barrera is a champion. I guarantee you.
Barrera's head is fairly stationary when he stands and examines you and gets ready to punch, but he can roll with punches. He's got the rolling shoulders.
Just as he did right there. That's an excellent right body shot Barrera keeps hitting Magaña with. That ought to wear Magaña down in the late round.
If you're Kennedy McKinney and you're focusing on that rematch somewhere down the road, you want to come sit ringside and watch this, Roy, or is it better to ignore it?
You best to ignore it.
He's had a better seat than ringside to see Barrera.
You may see something that you don't want to see if you come here and watch it.
Magaña showing a good chin. He's taken some heavy artillery from Barrera and continues to throw back. Not landing with the same degree of accuracy as the young Mexican star, because Barrera, as we told you, is at age 22, one of the most accurate punchers in the sport. What a vintage period for boxing. Below the heavyweight division, you have at 168 pounds Roy Jones seated next to me, as gifted a fighter who's ever lived. De La Hoya at 140, headed ultimately for 147. And Marco Antonio Barrera at 122 pounds. Those are three glorious stars.
And Trinidad and Corte ain't bad either.
Well said. Barrera with the right hand lead.
Magaña has a very big heart. He doesn't care what happens. He's still in there. He wants Barrera to recognize his presence.
Now, Magaña is not the kind of guy you're going to start with one punch. You got to bust him up gradually. That's what Barrera will do.
Resultado el pasito atrás, te lo haces fallar. Está bien así.